Hello, everyone. This is Kathy Gross-Kurth with Bookkeeping Clean and Simple here in Austell, Georgia, near Metro Atlanta. And today we're going to talk about working with matched and recognized transactions in the updated Banking Center in QuickBooks Online. And as you can see, we're in Craig's Design and Landscaping, the sample company for QBO. And what we're going to concentrate on today is this area at the bottom, which is where we're going to tackle this first order of operations, which is working with matched and recognized transactions in QBO. And so in the old version, which many of us still have, you're going to toggle between all transactions and recognize, which you would see out here. But in the newer version, you have more choices. You actually have a drop down where you can go here and you can choose whichever category you want. And we're going to basically stick to the order of operations that I talked about in the previous video, where we're going to work with the matched and recognized transactions first. So in order to do that, we're going to go ahead and click on this list arrow, and just understand that this video may be a little bit longer than what we normally do, but I want to make sure you understand the process. So we're going to click on this drop down here and click on matched. And what that's going to do is it's going to isolate the transactions that are matched. You can still click on the category or match here. So that way you can go ahead and group those transactions. And we've got a couple of transactions that have 2 records that we're going to be dealing with as well. So we might as well just go ahead and do that real quick. Now, remember, as you're working through these order of operations, you're going to want to have your bank or credit card statements handy. So that way you can make sure there's no duplicate transactions in here, and that you're looking at apples to apples and oranges with oranges. You'll also want to have your source documents available, so that way you can make sure that you are looking at the right source documents when you're doing the matches in here, verifying that the matches are correct. Now, for these that have 2 records or more found, we have to pay close attention to those. Now, in this first one, we see that we have an expense and a bill payment that can be potential matches for this particular one. And for this one, we're going to go ahead and click through on this one that's being suggested right off the bat, so we can look at that. And what it looks like, what happened here is that they ended up doing a manual entry of an expense. And so that's why we have a duplicate. And it looks like there's a bill payment in here as well. So we've got to look at that as well to see whether or not this is correct. So Books by Bessie is actually another vendor that this is not correct, so it actually matched it up to the right one. So Pam Seitz is our attorney, and so we've got legal and professional fees, and that was for counsel. So what we want to do is we want to keep that selected, and we want to go ahead and from here we want to click match and make sure. So we're going to go ahead and click on match, and that's going to move that from for review into categorize, and that's going to drop our number down by 1. So now we are down to 24. We're going to do the same thing with this squeaky clean car. And as you can see, we've got the clear date of 7/1, and we also have a check and then a cash expense here that it's trying to match to. So we want to click on this first one that it's suggesting that it's matched to, and we want to make sure that that's the correct transaction. In this case, we are going to say yes, that this was a debit card that we used from our checking account to purchase this. So we're going to go here and we're going to go ahead and click on the match button here, and then that will go ahead and add that to our categorized. So we click on the categorize button, you can see that we've added those 2 transactions, and we can undo those before we reconcile those are in error. So we're going to go back to our for review. And so now we're going to go ahead and look at these all that are categorized or matched. And we may have to go through and click on the matched filter again to isolate those, because what we're going to do is we're going to assume that we went through each and every one of these individually. At this point, match with our source documents, and these are all matched correctly. Ordinarily, you would just go in here and do what we did before. So I don't want to have to spend time doing that, because hopefully you'll know that for the first few times you want to make sure that you're doing that to make sure everything matches the way it should. But once you are certain that everything matches as you go through each one of these, then you can do what we call a batch accept. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to do a batch accept, and we're going to go ahead and click on the accept button. And that's going to move all those to the categorized area. So if we click on the categorized area right here, you'll see all those transactions that we just added from the for review. So now we're down from 25 transactions to 10 in for review now. So next time we're going to work with the transactions that we're adding from the register here. And so that way you can see how that works as well. Hopefully this will help you today. Take care, everybody. Thank you for watching. I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel, as well as share it with others. I am adding on average 1 video per week, including the occasional motivational video. I would love nothing more than to help you maximize your usage of QuickBooks Desktop and online. My email is below, as well as a number where you can text me for more information and to set up an initial consult. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.